Alright, what's up guys? So it's been some days since everybody was saying that the CS2 market would crash because of all the knives and gloves unboxed from the trade up update becoming tradable. And as you can see, nothing has happened to the CS market. It's actually been going up, and I will explain to you exactly what has been happening. But first of all, I gotta say it to you, I was right about all of this. I called it a few days before it happened. I told you things were not gonna go down in price, nothing was gonna crash. In fact, they were gonna go up, and this is exactly what happened. This is why I told you to buy knives. This is why I said I was buying knives before any of this stuff unraveled itself. And I said that I thought I was gonna get some hate on that video because of going against the public opinion and everything. And at the end of the day, that didn't end up happening because the video didn't get any fucking views. That's why it didn't happen, but that's besides the point. Anyways, so the CS market didn't crash after all, and that is exactly because the crash that everybody expected to see happening, supposedly because of the trade up generated items becoming tradable, had already happened for starters. But also, the added supply that people expected to see was massively overrated. Prices had already gone down 50% for most knives and gloves, which should be happening if the supply was doubled. But for the supply to be doubled, we would have to see every single red in existence be traded up into a gold. That was calculated by CS Float, and they posted that on Twitter a few days before everybody expected to see the crash. So just from that tweet, we could already deduct that no crash was gonna happen. But also, when I said that the crash had already happened, I meant that on the first day of the tradable update being live in CS2, if you traded up to a gold, that was gonna be tradable the very next day. That was probably a bug, so Valve fixed it, and the next day everything you traded up to was not tradable one day later. But I personally saw this happen to items that I traded up to on the first day of the update. I think also Sparkles showed that in his video about the updates, and Anomaly as well. So that was out there. You could know about that very easily. So this is exactly why the CS2 market didn't crash. But now getting into what I think is going to happen to it in the long term now. Things are going to get back to normal. Of course, trade ups are becoming way less profitable. Now things have balanced out. The materials that you use for some trade ups that used to be profitable are now not so profitable because the reds have become way too expensive. Also, my video about the guaranteed butterfly happened to be wrong, so do not go for that trade up. You might just get a falchion knife, I guess. But if you want a guaranteed butterfly knife, you gotta go for 5 breakout collection skins, and that is not even profitable anymore, because if you get like a safari mesh or forest DD path butterfly knife, you're gonna lose some money. So trade-ups have become gambling once again, and the CS2 market as a whole is gonna start climbing up as usual, and in the long term it's gonna be up in a few years. Hey man, I'm not saying this for the first time, it's just like I said a few days ago, but my opinion remains the same. I happen to be correct as of recently, so I'm just saying my opinion. You take it or leave it, you decide what you're gonna do. But right now I'm waiting just a little bit more for the prices to completely plateau, and I will just take my winnings when the time comes, sell a few knives that I've got in my inventory, and make some nice clean profit. That's my plan for now. But if you want to make money from investments in CS2, I would say look into the future now. This boat has already sailed, and you're not going to make any profit by doing trade ups anymore or investing in the reds or the knives anymore. So you got to look into the future, man. Go for something like the Budapest Major, maybe. That depends on what it ended up looking like, but you could go for the Budapest Major. People have been saying we might be getting a new case in the armory soon, and also some of the stickers are going to be getting removed. So you can look into those things for CS2 investing. Other than that, man, anyways, enough of me boasting about me being correct and everything. Enough of me talking about what I'm going to do with my investments. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Peace.